in my grief, what makes sense to me for the next several weeks? One holiday at a time. What makes sense? Then if you're really bold, you try a new twist on an old tradition. What does that mean? I had a client whose husband had died in July, and she had 2 boys, adult, grown up, own marriages. And Christmas time was coming, and the boys decided to deliver to their sweet mom, now a widow, a Christmas tree, thinking, oh, that'll be good. That'll lift her spirits. She's been grieving. It's been a tough several months, and, maybe a Christmas tree. So they got her this nice, beautiful Douglas fir, 6-foot tree, put it right in her living room. She looked at it, barely said thank you, and let it sit there for days, not even looking at it. Son came back about 10 days later. One of the sons said, Mom, aren't you going to decorate that? She goes, I don't feel like it. Truth is, I don't feel like celebrating Christmas. Your father's gone. I'm alone in this house. I know you boys and your families, I'm looking forward to seeing you, but I don't feel like decorating. One of her friends, who she was talking to, had been widowed a couple of years before, and she said, have you ever thought about writing a list of all the things that your husband gave you? And I don't mean material things. And my client said, well, what do you mean? Well, like laughter, joy, acceptance, compliments. You ever thought of that? She goes, no. She said, you should think about that. It might change your perspective. Write down those things and make them ornaments. And put a little loop on it, and make them like a shape of a tree, whatever shape you want, and then hang them on the tree. She started with just patience, and then she thought about her husband and all the years they were together, and love, kindness, sense of humor, acceptance, and she just kept going. Before long, that whole 6-foot tree was filled with her ornaments that she made that reflected the life that her husband had lived. And she stepped back and smiled. First time since July, really smiled. Tears were coming down her cheeks, and she said, I'm thankful for all these things because I had them in him, and I will have them again. That's a new twist on an old tradition.